The book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakahakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles, my bishops, my elders, great millstone. Double honors to the high priest elders that taught those men. Salutations to you brothers that are presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice, pushing the gospel of the Lord Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, through the four corners of the earth. And to you believers, the Akim and Akwathian, to you I say Shalom. This brother Bon Malak out of Great Millstone Camp, Austin, coming at you with a quick lesson. And this lesson is inspired by this article. We're going to go right to it. Make sure it's not playing. It says, we're going to arrow up, Salaki. It says, the news, USA now consider these programs as non-professionals. It said the changes come as part of the Caesar's administration broader overhaul of the USA higher education regulations under the One Big Beautiful Bill. I'll go down. This was written on the 22nd November 2025. I think that's the date. Oh, it was yesterday. Not sure. It says what? We're going to read some of the article. It says the United States Department of Education has removed several widely pursued degrees from its list of professional programs. These degrees include nursing, accounting, architectural. This move could significantly affect federal student loan eligibility for many applicants. It said the change come as part of Caesar's administration broader overhaul of higher education regulations under what is termed the One Big Beautiful Bill. It says, according to the revised classification, degrees in nursing, accounting, physical therapy, audiology, architectural, social work, education, physician assistant studies will no longer be considered professional programs, the Times now report. Under the revised strategy, the repayment assistance plan will take the role of previous loan schemes. That's why we go back to the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And Esau, Edom, they've made billions, off you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and their nations as well, the other, the heathen nations, and the sons of men, and the wicked, what? By what? The student loan program. So now they are deeming these degrees that you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that are covered after, now they are non-professional degrees. You Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all went to these institutions of lower learning, thinking that, hey, I'm going to get this master's degree, I'm going to get this bachelor's degree in these certain programs. And now Esau Edom saying, hey, yeah, we know you went and got all this student loan, but now we're going to deem these degrees as non-professionals. So now they can start paying the wages, the wages of a non-professional degree. So you might as well just walk into a Burger King or your local Wendy's and get a job fill out a job application now, because y'all don't went to these schools, these lower institutions of lower learning, and got these degrees so that you can get a higher paying wage. But Esau Edom is changing the game plan, because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, not where and who is it. That's what the wicked would do. He always moved the goalposts on you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And this hitting hard, especially amongst the so-called black woman, because they're the ones that are going into these institutions of lower learning and getting multiple degrees. So, and now that the administration is deeming these non-professional degrees. And they've made money, again, off the student loan program. And many of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are continuing to still pay on these student loans. Again, the book Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches, and Esau Edom, they don't make billions, off you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's their riches and deceit. Now They don't told you to go get these degrees. Now they coming back and telling you, oh, it's going to be worthless. It's going to be what? It's going to be that of you might as well just go get you a certificate saying that you completed one of these programs on the outside. Maybe a plumber's certificate or, electrician's certificate. And their certificate's going to be even better or worth more than these so-called degrees that y'all get out these institutions. It said the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Because what? Matter of fact, let's pull this one up. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. You always got to pull Proverbs out of there. Anything you're dealing with Esau, Edom, because everything that he just does is make you people mourn. It said the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And people mourning because what? They got what? A bunch of student loans. They are still paying on these high interest student loans. Now Esau Edom is moving the goalpost saying that a degree ain't worth shit. So the people mourning. The people mourning because they already done went to these institutions of lower learning and got these degrees, and now they can't even find jobs. So Esau Edom, he'll move the goalposts even more. And this is really a reflection of DEI. What is that? Diversity, inclusion. And Mr. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is, and again, especially for that black woman, she used to, she really benefited off DEI, being black and being a woman. So again, Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Let's go to the book of Micah. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You see, this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. See, this thing is polluted. Everything here in Babylon is polluted, man. Now, your institutions are now polluted. Sure, you can go and say you completed a 4-year program, but now they're telling you it's going to be what? A non-professional program. Now where you go to? If all these things, all these different programs, such as nursing and social work, they matter of fact, let's look at them again. Programs such as let's go up some more. Slovakia. According to the revised classification, degrees in nursing, accounting, physical therapy. These are some of the major degrees that you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans pursue in these institutions of lower learning. Audiology, architectural, social work, and education, and physician assistant studies will no longer be considered professional degrees. And that's one thing, y'all covered after these programs. What? So, hey, I can achieve the American dream, so to speak. And again, the book of Micah says what? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And it's going to destroy you, man, taking on the ways of Babylon. As you can see, Babylon moved the goalposts on you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And again, where you go to from here? We know you're not going to turn to the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So what he's going to do is he's going to give you another alternative. Esau Edom, that is. He give you another alternative. And you niggas going to fucking be on it like flies on shit because y'all trust not in the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. See, the men that are on the highways and the byways, we're telling you not to trust in this system of Babylon. We're telling you, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, to put your trust in the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So when Esau Edom come and make his changes, you won't be affected. You won't be destroyed with, for Esau Edom don't what? Made y'all think that the American dream is feasible. The American dream is the American nightmare for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Let's go to, I had the book of Psalms up here. Oh, yeah. Let's go to, we're going to Luke. Let's go to Luke. The book of Luke, chapter 7 and verse 35, and it says, but wisdom is justified of all her children. But wisdom, matter of fact, wisdom, This what your boy Theodore Roosevelt said, because wisdom is Sophia, and that's the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Holy Scriptures, man. And Theodore Roosevelt, his quote, it says what? A thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education. Let's read it again. A thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education. And they proving it to you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans right now under the what? The one big beautiful bill. Where they're what? They're taking away these classification degrees and they telling y'all that they are worth nothing. And your boy Theodore Roosevelt, he told you, hey man, desire Sophia. It said a thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education. That's why, read out the book of Luke. It says, Luke 7:35 said, but wisdom is justified of all her children. But wisdom, and wisdom is what? Justified of all her children. Let's look up. Matter of fact, I ain't even got. Let's look this up in there. Let's go to Luke in there. Blue letter. Let's lock it. The book of Luke, chapter 7 and verse 35. It's in the blue letter. It said, again, it said, but wisdom is justified of all her children. We're going to look up some words up in here. Let's look up wisdom. Strong's G 4678.
Strong's G 4678. Sophia. Sophia.
Sophia. Wisdom. Sophia. It goes down. It's an outline of biblical usage. It says what? Wisdom. It's a broad and full of intelligence, use of knowledge, of very diverse matters, the wisdom belonging to men. No, that's not what I want. We want right. It's a devout and proper prudence of intercourse with men, not disciples of Yahushua, skilled and discretion in imparting so-called Christian truth. And you can go to the book of Acts 11 and tell you that Christians were first called, we were first called Christians in Antioch, man. So we know it's talking about wisdom. Sophia is talking about wisdom. And it was imparted unto men of the house of Israel. We'll prove that as well. It says, we're going to go down to the Strong's. Let's look at some more of this. It says, the wisdom of God as events, informing, executing counsel in the formation of government of the world and its scriptures. We know it has everything to do with the Holy Scriptures. Let's see. A varied knowledge of things human and divine. It's acquired by acuteness and experience, summed up in maxims and proverbs. Supreme intelligence, such as belonged to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and that was only given to Israel. We'll prove that as well. It was only given to Israel. Let's look up one more word. It said we looked up wisdom is Sophia, is justified of her children. Let's look up this. Let's look up justified as well.
Strong's G 1344. Dikaiao. Dikaiao.
To show exhibit, invents one to be righteous, such as he is and wishes himself to be considered. Let's look at this root word. Going through a whole bunch of stuff. Let's look up this root word, justified. It said, in the outline biblical usage said, in a wise sense, upright, righteous, virtuous, keeping the commands of the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And we know that his word was only given to the house of Israel. It said justify of her children. Let's look up of her children. That's a little bit of meat there. Now, let's go. It's justify of her children. Let's see who the Most High's children, man.
Strong's G 5043. Technon. Technon.
It's an outline of biblical usage. It goes down to what? The offspring children. Go right here. It said, and then it said the children of God in the Old Testament, the people of Israel. Again, you have to chew the meat and spit out the bones, because we know that, the wisdom is justified of her children. It's talking about the children of Israel, the children of God in the Old Testament, the people of Israel, especially dear to Yahweh. In the New Testament, then you chew the meat and spit out the bone. It said in Paul's writing, all who were led to the Spirit, by the Spirit of Yahweh, and thus closely related to Yahweh. And again, that's all it's talking about. It's the children of Israel. It's not talking about anyone else. Let's go to Psalms. The book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse 18. He said, verse 19 said, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua only showed his word unto what? You Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. The other heathen nations, they didn't get this. They can't get this. They can't have the understanding of the Holy Scriptures. They don't understand, prophecies that are being spoken of in the Holy Bible. Only the men of the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And right now we know that 2/3 of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, they can't even comprehend, or they cannot discern what's taking place on the planet Earth right now. This word is only given to the elect of the house of Israel, of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans right now. It's not given to, you common everyday Israelites, because y'all want to go after the ways of Esau, Edom. So I just want to bring this quick lesson out. Again, all these different degrees that the classification have changed, and you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, again, y'all have been what? Y'all have trusted in the ways of Babylon, and arise. And again, Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Babylon is not going to give you any rest. Babylon going to continue to move the goalposts on you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, on y'all so-called acquire the wisdom of this world. It said, but because it is polluted, it shall destroy you. And y'all are being destroyed, man. Because now y'all faith and y'all belief system has been broken. Y'all faith is wavering. So what? Now y'all going to be destroyed because y'all reject the words of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So I pray this lesson been edifying. I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Ruach HaKodesh. I want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone. Double honors to the high priest elders that taught those men. Salutations to you brothers that are presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice, pushing the gospel of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua through the four corners of the earth. And to you believers, you Akim and Akwathan, to you I say Shalom.